Alrighty, and we're live. You hear me, Troy? We're live.
Yep.
Send us into this, buddy.
Well, buddy, we are officially back. This is the week one NFL. We had college football last week, and now we get to dive into our favorite thing, the NFL. So, Cole, why don't you just start us with some of your futures bets for this year
Oh
to
yeah.
get the season started?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll hop into the real quick and just kind of talk about the futures and everything for this season, and then we'll kind of get into the matchups. But I mean, my favorite future right now that I got before the McCarthy injury was going to be the Vikings under 7 wins for the season. That's probably going to be my favorite one. And then with the JJ McCarthy injury, you don't wish anyone to get hurt, but I mean that bet looks a lot prettier with JJ McCarthy not
Hmm.
on the field. And then my next favorite one is going to be the Caleb Williams offensive rookie of the year. So I like that one a lot. I know you're not a big Caleb Williams guy. Caleb Williams guy, but there's not a lot of people that I think are going to be competing for that award. So I think he
Hmm.
takes the cake on that one. And then my probably next favorite one, and this is probably the last one I'll give. There's a couple others that I like, but it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs under 11.5 wins. I don't think that they're going to be that good this year. I could very well see them still getting 11 wins, 10 wins, but I don't think they get over that 11 win hump this year. I could see it, them being in like a 8 to 10 win spot, which would be crazy to see, but I don't know. I'm
Well,
kind of doubting the Chiefs
just
this year.
think about this though. They play the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos twice. So that's 6 games right there.
Yeah.
They probably go 5-1 in those games.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The Raiders play them close every time, and the Raiders have their number, bro. And the Chargers are going to look a lot better with Harbaugh this year. You know what I mean? So
Uh, I
that's
think
one of the reasons I like the bet is because of the Chargers. Was one of the reasons. I think the Chargers win
well,
at least
if you
one of
look at the
those.
Chargers as a whole this year, from last year to this year, I think their roster actually got a little bit worse.
Yeah,
They
you can
obviously
argue
got
that.
Harbaugh as their coach, but I think their roster got
But I think the
a
Harbaugh
little bit
upgrade is
worse.
massive,
So
bro. Massive. I mean,
I
you
mean,
got to think about
it
the
could be.
conversations we were having last year when we were like, dude, what is this guy like doing, man? Like this is it was bad last year. The decision making, the play calls, I mean, everything was
Right.
just terrible. Um, but yeah, what do you got for your future
Um,
bets in this one?
I got a couple of division winners. I'm gonna go with the Falcons to win the NFC South. I
Shout
think
out.
they're just way better than anybody in that division. Kirk Chains is there in the building. Mercedes-Benz Stadium is going to be lighting it up this year. I think that fan base is really rowdy when they have a winning team. So I like the Falcons to win the NFC South, and then that is at -135. So you got to lay a little juice with it. And then I'm going to take the Jets to win the AFC East. And I think the reason why I think the Bills are going to take a step back, they lost a couple of receivers this year with Diggs and what's his name? I got it in my notes right here. What's his name? Guy that played for the
Oh, Gabe Davis.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So they lost
Went to
Diggs and
Jacksonville.
Davis. I think they're going to be a run first team, and that's not really, I think, Josh Allen's style.
No.
So I'll take the Jets, Aaron Rodgers comeback season to win that division, and their defense is just nasty. So, I mean, you think about Aaron Rodgers with a defense and his career, he won a Super Bowl, right? So I know he's a little older, but the
Yeah.
dude can still sling it.
I mean,
And I
dude.
like the
Yeah.
Jets. He's got some weapons out there. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. But give me the Jets plus 170 to win that division. You get some plus money there. So those are my two
Those are good odds.
futures. Um, Love both of those teams to win their divisions. And Cole, we are back, man. We're back like we
I'm
never
excited,
left.
man. I'm excited, man.
Um,
I'm
I've
trying to
had
get
I've
the
had
rust
some
off. I'm trying to get the rust
had
off.
some people reach out to me like, when are we getting the podcast back? And we are officially back. So you made sure to send this to the live streams and stuff to the groups, right?
No, no, no. Go ahead and do that. I think I posted it on the socials, so we're live on those. But go ahead and do that, and
Are we on? We're on YouTube and TikTok. What are we on YouTube?
yeah, we're just on YouTube this year. We're just on YouTube this year. The TikTok
Okay.
lives were just they got a little hectic there for a minute. But yeah, you do that, and I'm gonna hop into the week one matchup here. But yeah, so week one matchup. First game we got Ravens are traveling to the Chiefs, the inaugural Super Bowl winner game. Um, but yeah, I got a spot here in this game that I really really love, and the reason being is the Chiefs just. Dude, I don't know if you've seen the past week or so with all this Travis Kelsey shit. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake, but it may be in our favor. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to be coming back for absolute blood in this basically comeback game. They lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs last year. They're going to have a bad taste in their mouth with these Chiefs. I think this game could get ugly. There's a reason that the Chiefs are only -3 at home. I honestly think Lamar Jackson has looked better than he has. I think one of the futures that I regret not taking would be, and I still may take it, is Lamar Jackson
Hmm.
for MVP. I think he's in like
No.
prime form this year, dude. I think he's going to be on another level this year.
So he shouldn't have won it last year, to be honest with you. So
I agree.
um, there's no way they give it to him again. So you like
Unless
the
he has
Ravens?
an
Well,
like record-breaking season.
right. Well, we know that's not going to happen throwing the football. So he better get
Easy,
running like Mike Vick.
buddy. He's been working on the throws.
So you like the Ravens +3, correct?
Absolutely. Derrick Henry on that roster running the football.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's just that's going to be a hard combo to stop. And then you have Zay Flowers in his second year. He's got the rookie year out the way, made some big mistakes in that playoff game. That's another thing, dude. Like they should have won that game. The Ravens should have won that game easily, and they
Hmm.
lost. I just think this is a great spot. This is the last team they've played. They've had a whole offseason to think about this. I mean,
Hmm.
the boys are going to be fired up in Baltimore to come out and play them.
I agree. I
Um,
think they should have won that game. Think about the Chiefs. They won back-to-back Super Bowls, and both times, like some fluke thing had to happen, like with the Ravens and Zay Flowers, right?
yeah,
Like, and then I think was it the year before when they won? Was that when the Bills? Was that the 13 seconds where they came and kicked the field goal with 13 seconds against the Bills? Was that 2 years ago, or was that
I think that was 2 years ago. Yeah,
that
two
was 2 years
years.
ago, right? So I mean, just crazy things to happen for them to win those two. And then against the 49ers last year, I don't know how the 49ers lost that game, but here we are. And
Dude,
we got to
yeah,
hear Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey. And I'm going to shoot myself if they win a third one in a row. So um, I like the Ravens as well. I I agree with everything you just said. Lamar Jackson is actually 12-1 against the spread as an underdog, which love that for him in this game. +3 underdog, and Mahomes as a favorite is under 500 against the spread. So the trends are in our favor, and I like your explanation of Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry combo.
yeah,
Jackson's kind of deadly with his legs when he has a running back that's there that can do like when JK was not hurt, like those years, and Lamar's always been really good with the complement, like a Derrick Henry.
hmm
So I'm with you on that. I do like the Ravens +3 Thursday night.
yeah. I love it. I love it. We'll be sweating it out. Let's do it. All right, the next game we got is Packers at Eagles. I think the line for this is it's not telling. Oh, there we go. Philly -2.5. I would love. I'm not gonna touch this game. Because one, you have the Packers, who are just a young team that are really scary to bet against, and then
Hmm.
you have the Eagles, who you don't really know how they're going to come out. They've lost a lot of pieces, and not really like Jason Kelsey. Yeah, that's going to be a huge piece that they've lost, and we're definitely going to see him the field play, the on field play, kind of resemble that. But I'm thinking more of like a leadership role. Not having Kelsey in the locker room is going to be really big too. So yeah, I'm going to stay off of this game. There's too many unknowns about these two teams.
Hmm.
The Packers, I think, could be really good this year. I think the Eagles could be very good, but I think the Eagles are going to take a step back. And I'm thinking the Packers will take a step forward, but I'm gonna wait and find out. I'm gonna have to feel out these two teams before I put any money on them.
Yeah, this is a toss-up game. They're both flying to Brazil to play this game. It's like a 10-hour flight, so you got to think about that wear and tear with the flights. I mean, we saw that with Florida State. the last couple weeks, flying over to Ireland, right? That's a thing. Like it's not, it is a thing. Jet lag is a thing. So, and then this is just a money maker for the NFL going to Brazil. I don't really want to take anybody in this game. If I had to lean aside, it would probably be the Packers because of Matt LaFleur. As an underdog, as a head coach, has been really, really good against the spread. He is actually, let's see, I got it written down here, 22-10 against the spread as an underdog. Matt LaFleur is so, and with Jordan Love back there, I think he's going to take a step forward this year after getting that contract. So if I had to lean away, I'd probably take the points with the Packers. And we've noticed with the NFL and the extra points, ever since they moved the extra point back, 2.5 is a key number because that extra point's not guaranteed anymore.
Yeah,
So
I hate that 2.5 number though. I hate it so
I
much.
think, well, like I said, I think 2.5 is a key number. We saw a lot of games end in two last year.
2-1,
Um,
yeah.
so I would lean that way. I'm not going to take it though. I'm going to enjoy the Friday night and watch the game. But I think the Packers are going to be a tough team in the NFC North this year. Eagles are more talented, but we'll see. It's like I said, it's Brazil, a lot of unknown factors. So just going to pass on this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's hop into this next game. I know that we love this next game. We got Steelers traveling to Atlanta,
Hmm.
and we got Atlanta -3.5. Um,
It's
man,
-3. It's -3 now.
it's -3. I think it went back up to minus three and a
Did it
half.
go up to 3.5?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
back to 3.5, but it's been back and forth from 3.5.
Right.
I took it at 3. I really love Atlanta -3. As you guys know, if y'all watch the podcast, I am a Falcons and Steelers fan, so this is an absolute just shit week 1 game for me, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, the Steelers are just. I was really excited about this two quarterback to kind of see who's gonna, you know, come out of the weeds and just kind of prevail. But both of them just look absolutely terrible in preseason. I mean, I watched the Steelers' entire preseason, all of their games, because I knew they mattered because we didn't have a starting quarterback yet. And they both did not look great, man. Justin Fields showed some signs of good, but he's still making the same mistakes that he was making at Chicago in preseason games against second string defenses and third string defenses. So yeah, give me the Falcons, man. The Steelers as an offense, I don't think they're going to score a lot of points. I couldn't see them scoring over 10 or 17 in this game. So I think if the Falcons can score 21, which I think that offense is capable of, I think
Hmm.
that's an easy cover. I could 100% see them scoring at least 28. But yeah, give me the Falcons -3 at home with Kirk Chains. And also, you got to realize this is a Sunday 1 o'clock game. This is prime time Kirk right here. We're getting
It
so
is. It is prime time.
yeah.
Kirko
So
means time.
you got to take
I'm
the
I'm right there
Falcons.
with you. I think Falcons -3 is the play here. Um, the only thing that scares me is this is your typical Mike Tomlin rah rah moment, right? Where as an
No one's
underdog,
believing in him.
he just eats as an underdog. But I don't think he has the talent on offense to keep up with the Falcons. I mean, Kirk Cousins throwing to Kyle Pitts. We hope he's what we thought he was going to be when he got drafted before the overall, right?
Right.
And Drake London, and then Bijan in the backfield, Algier coming out of the backfield. Their offense is just stacked. I think it's going to be way too much for Russell Wilson and the Steelers and that stagnant offense. I mean, the offense in the preseason was not good. It was terrible last year. They bring on Arthur Smith as their OC.
That's what scares me.
Uh, Obviously, a revenge game for him, but who knows Arthur Smith more than that defense? I think, right? Especially the guys that and I'm talking about the guys that played last year, right? Not the
Jesse
new,
Bates, the AJ
yeah,
Terrell. Yeah.
exactly. And the defense is still a solid unit, I think, for the Falcons. So I'll take the Falcons -3 with you. And look, like you said, I really agree with your statement there. If 20 points,
It's
I don't see
over.
the Steelers. I don't see how the Steelers get there,
Yeah.
right? So
Exactly.
we'll both probably be on the Falcons -3.
Mhm.
Um,
And we
for
didn't talk high enough
our
on the Falcons' defense either. That defense is terrifying. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be like that's why I like them to win the NFC South.
yeah,
They're just a really good football team, and I mean Kirk Cousins, man, if he's showing year in and year out with a number one receiver, he's gonna feed that. Kyle Pitts is gonna have a year, I think. I mean
yeah.
not Kyle Pitts, sorry, Drake London's
Both
gonna
of
have a
them.
year.
I mean,
So
look what the rookie Addison did last year
mhm,
and Justin Jefferson did last year.
right.
They
And
both put up really good numbers.
right. And think about Kirk when he had Dalvin Cook too.
He's
When
got
Galvin was in his
Bijan, dude.
prime, he's got Bijan now,
Oh
and
man.
so I think Bijan's going to open up that passing game for Kirko. Those dirty birds
Mm-hmm.
are going to be flying high.
Kirk's gonna have a chip on his shoulder too because of Penix. He's got
Hey, that
he's got a top 10
and
pick on his waiting.
that fan base is going to be rocking, man. They sold out season tickets for the first time ever at the end of July.
I saw that. That's
So
awesome.
think about that.
That's
And I
awesome.
sold season tickets for the Falcons about
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. So I'm telling you, that's a hard task. And for them to do that in July,
That's crazy.
I think I think it's going to be electric in Mercedes Benz, and 3 points is just, I think they win that game by a touchdown plus. So let's go on, move on to the next one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next game is going to be Cardinals Bills. We got Cardinals plus 6.5. They're
Mhm.
traveling to the Bills. I actually have a pick
So
in this game.
Colm, I'll start with this one. I love the Cardinals plus 6.5 in this game. Uh, let's talk about the Bills defense. They lost Hyde. They lost Dustin Port, whatever. Not Dustin. Jesus, what's his last name? Port.
Who are you talking about? What's his first name?
The safety. They lost Hyde, and I think it's
Oh,
Port.
Porter.
Yeah. There you
God,
got it. Yeah,
you're messing me up. Porter
I
or
couldn't.
something?
I can't
don't
say
know.
it correct. They lost Hyde. They lost that guy.
Yeah.
They lost a couple safeties already to injury, I think,
Mm.
because they have DeMar Hamlin as the starter in that game.
Yeah.
Tyler's good enough to, I think, cover 6.5. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
And think about this. This is Buffalo, but it's not Buffalo in December. It's Buffalo in September. Weather's going to be good.
And a brand new roster on both sides of the ball. You got to
and-
talk about the offense too, like we were talking
Yeah,
about earlier.
and like I said earlier,
both
no
receivers.
Diggs, no Gabe Davis for the Bills. Whole different team there.
Throwing to Khalil, Shakir, and Curtis Samuel.
If Kyler can, I think if Marvin Harrison can be what we think he's going to be, then I think the Cardinals are going to cover that 6.5. So I'm going to probably take the Cardinals plus 6.5. And Christian, we'll let the people know here. Our picks are going to be posted on our Discord. So
Yeah.
if you're not already a part of that, Christian will put that in the description for us on YouTube. Join the Discord. That's where we're going to have our picks. And as you can see right there, our ATS NFL record, we'll put everything on there to give you our record for the year. We're 1-0 because of Christian and the Drake May pick in the draft, so that's why it says 1-0. But Cardinals plus 6.5, I'm probably going to take that, and if you're on it too, then ATS is probably going to take it.
Yeah, I'm on there as well, plus 6.5 Cardinals. I
Yeah.
love it. But yeah, kind of like would reiterate what you said. This Bills defense, man, and they don't really have a pass rush. They have Von Miller, but Von Miller's, dude, he's like
Old.
I mean, both of his legs are completely reconstructed at this point, and he's
Right.
old. Like I mean, I know that he was on the way of like a defensive player of the year season before he got hurt 2 years ago, I think it was. But I just don't know if he's the same guy. And then I don't think they have anyone to kind of stop Kyler from getting outside the pocket and getting those 20, 30-yard rushes like he does.
Mm-hmm.
And then also these DBs are not going to be able to hang with Marvin Harrison. I mean, I know this guy's a rookie, but I saw someone the other day say that they thought he was going to be a bust, and I just think that's the craziest take. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be, and Kyler Murray are going to be a dangerous connection. So yeah, Cardinals plus 6.5 all the way. I think money line could be a crazy play as well that I honestly might sprinkle on Saturday. I'm gonna take a look at it and sprinkle some money line.
100%.
Just for the shits and gigs. But let's hop into this next game. We got Patriots versus Bengals. Patriots are traveling to the Bengals. I mean, I don't really want to.
We don't have to spend too much time on this.
Yeah, Bengals are minus 8.5. I'm not touching that because that's just
too much.
That's too many
Week one.
points.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow, the season he had last year, I know he was hurt, but like he came back in, he played like shit, then he started playing really good, and then he started playing like shit again. So this is another feel out game. Also, the Patriots, I won't be putting any money on the Patriots. I don't care if it's plus 8.5, plus 10.5, plus 14.5. I'm not putting any money on them this year.
No, yeah, we don't need to talk much about this.
Yeah, I think I bet on them twice last year, didn't win a single one. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm staying away from this game.
8.5's a lot week one.
Yeah. You just want to hop into the next
I'll,
game?
we'll move on from this one. I think the Bengals are going to be good this year. They have a
Yeah.
chance to win the AFC North, but they're going to win the game. Maybe you want to tease it with something else. Maybe try to get around plus 100 odds with another couple games. Then definitely
Yeah.
do that. I'm not going to lose that game, but
Yeah.
we'll move on to what is it? Vikings
Yeah.
Giants. Vikings
Vikings
at the
Giants.
Giants.
Yep. -1.5
So
Vikings.
all right, let's think about this.
Hmm.
Why are the Vikings getting a point and a half on the road with Sam Darnold? I'm never going to bet Sam Darnold on the road as a dog favorite here. So
Yeah.
I love the Giants plus 1.5. I think the Giants are improved. Their defense is going to be obviously the bell cow of that team. They got a really good defensive line with Thibodeau and who they just signed from Carolina, Burns.
Yeah.
So I think their defensive line is going to be really, really good, and I like the Giants to win this game outright.
Yeah.
So I think the money line's probably like with 1.5. What do you think that would be, Colm? Like plus
Plus
105, plus
105.
110.
Yeah.
So I like the Giants outright here.
Yeah. I like that. The reason I like the Giants here is because like kind of like what you said, the Vikings are just the defense is very bad. The offense is no better, especially like with Sam Darnold at the helm. T.J. Hawkinson is still hurt. So I mean, yeah, I think this is an easy spot for the Giants. There's not a lot of games on their schedule. I think they're gonna win, but they see this as one that they can win. And they're at rock bottom right now, man. Like no one expects anything out of them. They have they have nothing to lose at this point. So
Hmm.
might as well come out and they're disrespecting you with a Vikings team with a second string quarterback. You're the underdog, and you have your starting quarterback who didn't look great in preseason, but I don't know, man. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is a great quarterback, but I think he's a middle tier quarterback that can survive in the NFL. So yeah, give me Giants too. I'll probably take that plus 1.5, kind of because of what we were talking about earlier, the 1 and the
Hmm.
2 points being so important.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like that. I like Giants plus 1.5 at home. Let's hop into this next game though. Titans at Bears. Bears -4.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'll start this off
mm,
for us. I love the Titans plus 4,
I do
and I'll
as
tell
well.
you why. So Titans went out and added Ridley.
Mm,
He'll be their number one receiver. You also have D Hop there, veteran. Went and added Tony Pollard with Tajay Spears. So they have two really good backs. Will Levis in his second year should be a lot more mature this year.
mm,
And the running game, I think, is going to be really good for them. And the Bears' weakness is their run defense. They have a bunch of studs at corners.
they
I'll
gave
give them
away
that.
all
Their
their
pass
all their
is going to be
tackles.
good, but their weakness is going to be that run D. So I think if the Titans can run the football well and they're able to use play action off running that football to Ridley, to D Hop, I think they're going to be in a really good spot to cover the 4. And I'll give you a little fun fact here. Quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall since 2002, 14 and 1 in their first start.
What a stat there, buddy. What an
So,
absolute stat there.
not saying the Titans are going to win, but we'll take the 4 points.
What an absolute stat there. That's a great stat. But yeah, I also like Titans +4. I mean, I think this is coming out with a little too high hopes for Chicago here. +4 is a lot. If this was -3, -2.5, or something like that, I probably wouldn't take it. But +4 is just like, it screams Titans to me. The only reason I'm staying away from this game is I just think that the Titans going to the Bears, I think that stadium is going to be very, very, very hyped for this new roster that they have.
Hmm.
And I think that Will Levis on the road, even though this is his second year, he's played in some tough road games. A lot of the road games they had last year didn't matter because their schedule was kind of weak, and a lot of they weren't playing in like environments like this. So we'll see how he reacts to this. This is gonna be a feel out game for me. Once again, these are two teams, one with a rookie quarterback, one with a second-year quarterback with two new running backs behind them. I want to see how they play week 1 before I put any money on either of these teams. So It's gonna be a feel out game for me, but I'm huge lean to the Titans +4 for sure. Next game we got here is Panthers at Saints, a little division game here. Saints -4 at the house. And
So
this is just
I think this is
spot.
pretty simple here, Colm.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Panthers +4.5, or I guess it's at 4 now. Pretty simple here. That roster for the Saints is not a good roster. I'm not saying the Panthers are either, but think of division underdogs in week 1 since 2014, 71% against the spread. Crazy percentage there.
Yeah.
Allen, the head coach for the Saints, he's won 7-1 against the spread as a favorite in weeks 1 through 4. Not a good coach as a favorite against the spread in those early months. And then get this. Can't believe this is a fact here. Derek Carr is ranked out of eligible quarterbacks. He's ranked 165th out of 166 quarterbacks against the spread since 2014. That's when he came in the league.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
So 4.5, a lot of points. Not saying the Panthers are going to win, but we'll take those points with the Panthers as a division underdog week 1 all day. I think Bryce Young's going to be much improved. And I like the Panthers to cover the 4.
Yeah. One thing I kind of want to look at here is this total of 41.5. I think that's I honestly still like the under there. Maybe I can just see this being like a real low scoring game, like a 21-10 or something, or like a 21-17 or something like that. But yeah, man, I don't know. I can see this being a low scoring game. I might look at the under here. But this is just, once again, I hate the Saints. I hate the Panthers. This was 2 teams that I never wanted to put my money on either of these guys last year. So as of right now, I'm going to take the same rule and just I'm going to feel these teams out. I do think the Panthers could be a good team. So I do lean towards Panthers +4 because I love that coaching hire as well. Him coming from Tampa Bay, seeing what he did with Baker and all that, like I think that was a really good hire. So I can't wait to see what he does there. But let's hop into this next game. We got Jaguars at Dolphins, and honestly, I'm seeing a little teaser opportunity here. We got Jaguars at Dolphins, Miami -3.5. I almost want to.
That's another number that's gone up from 3 to 3.5 a couple times.
Yeah, I almost want to tease Miami
So,
down to 1.5. And
Christian,
that'd be crazy.
think about this. What we know about Miami when it's September, right?
Yeah,
They're always really good in September.
exactly.
Because of the weather, right? Because if you go back to last year, think about what they did in September. They were blowing teams out, even the year before that too. McDaniel's 3-0 at home as the head coach of the Dolphins weeks 1 through 4, which would be September. So I would lean the Dolphins here. I like your idea of teasing it. I'm not going to take this to play. Maybe if that number gets down to 3, at 3.5, probably not. But I do like your idea of teasing that. But I have heavy lean of the Dolphins here.
Absolutely. I almost think you could tease the Dolphins down to 2.5, tease the Panthers up to 6.5, tease the Titans up to 6.5. That should be a 50 to win 50 bet right there. Someone place that, and if you win, comment in next week's video. Hit that teaser. But yeah, I agree with everything that you said. Miami's going to play really good in these early months. We made a mistake last year betting against them in one of these early round games, and that was when they beat the fucking Broncos by like 50 points or whatever it was. So, yeah, the only way I could look here would be the Dolphins. Not too impressed with the Jaguars last year. They looked like they took a huge step back last year, in my opinion. But they have a lot of talent on that roster, so you never know. I think this could be a good game, but if the Jaguars come out like they did last year, I think Miami wins this game by 7 or more. But let's hop into this next game, another division game here. We got Colts. We got Texans going to the Colts. Houston -3 on the road. I think this is an absolute trap game, in my opinion. I think that the public is going to be all over Houston -3.
They are.
And they're not going to factor in that this is a road game at all. And this is also a division game. So, and it's week 1. Boys are fully rested. Been waiting all off season for this. A lot of hype going into the Texans. A lot of non-hype going into the Colts. no one's been talking about the Colts, and the Colts are sneaky good. Don't I think A.D. Mitchell adding to that roster as a wide receiver with Michael Pittman, AR, Jonathan Taylor, and then the only really big question on the Colts is their defense, and that seems what it's been the past couple years. Only reason I'm not taking them +3 at home. But
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Cole. I think you could look into the over at 48.5. I could see this game getting in the 20s. I think it's going to be a toss-up game, and the Colts at home with that revamped offense. They if AR does what he did early last year, I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. And again, you said it. It's a divisional game. Divisional home dogs in the last 20 years are 25-13 against the spread. That doesn't sound good to me. I don't want to take the Texans with that kind of thing on the line, right? So I think it's a total toss-up game. I'm going to stay far away from this. It's going to be one of those games you want to sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. That's going to be an awesome game. I'm super excited to watch that. Don't want to sweat it out because I think it's going to be a sweat with whatever side you take. I think it could go either way, but yeah, man, that's a hard game to cap right there. Those are the ones you just stay away from.
Totally agree with you.
Another divisional game here. We got Raiders going to the Chargers. A lot of divisional games this week. I guess they always do that week one. I feel like they always
not really. Raiders Chargers again. I don't want to pick this game.
Yeah.
New coach in Los Angeles with the Chargers. We don't know what that is going to look like. So I'm more of just let's sit back and watch and see kind of how they play this game out. And nothing for me on this at all.
Yeah.
I think it's another. I think the Raiders are a lot better than they were last year as well. So
yeah. Nothing on me for this one. Like this is. I mean, I would love to take the Chargers -3 at home. I would probably even buy the half point and just do -2.5 because I think that this is a must-win spot for the Chargers after this big coaching hire. But the only thing that makes me not want to take it is kind of like what Troy said earlier. Like this, I like this coaching staff. I like this team, but they still took a step back talent-wise. They still lost a lot of guys. So I want to see how they play with this new roster, these young guys. I mean, I think Ladd McConkey is going to be an awesome addition to this roster. I think he's going to be a great receiver 1, but he's a receiver 1, and I think he should be a receiver 2. They need some type of other superstar in there to help him out. He's a rookie, and he's going to be literally stepping into basically a receiver 1 role, and people say, like, oh, well, they got, what's his name? I'm having a brain fart. The other guy, the other receiver, the only other receiver there.
Oh, Johnson.
Yeah,
the guy you can't catch.
Yeah, exactly. So he can't catch, and then also he's not a guy that's going to get a lot of catches a game. Ladd's going to be that guy that has 6+ catches a game. That's the type of receiver that he is. So I think he's going to be their receiver 1, and that's kind of scary.
We get a little Ladd versus Brock week 1.
Yeah, that's awesome.
2 Georgia guys.
A little jersey swap week 1.
Yeah, I like to see that. So going to the next game, Broncos at the Seahawks. Seahawks are -6, over/unders 41.5. Just another one of those games I'm not too sure about with new people coming in. Obviously Bo Nix is starting for the Broncos. I don't really want to bet on a rookie quarterback week Carroll. 1. And then with the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks are going to cover the 6, but not something I'm trying to tell y'all to bet because it's a lot of unknowns. I think if you tease it, then you're in a good spot with the Seahawks. I think they're going to win the game. I think the 12th man is going to be a little bit too much for Bo Nix, obviously. So I don't like taking a -6, but I would definitely tease. That's one of the games I would definitely tease.
Yeah. I would another tease here for you. I would almost want to tease this Broncos Seahawks total and the Saints Panthers total up to like 45 and take the under on both of them. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of points scored in the Seahawks Broncos game. You're gonna have P2 falling around DK. I don't think DK is gonna have a lot of production. Tyler Lockett's really old, and I think the Broncos will be able to stop the run. I mean, especially with what's his name there, Jesus, man, I'm having so many brain farts. It's week 1. I'm trying to get these cobwebs loose. Broncos head coach Sean Payton. There we go.
There you go.
With his type of team that he runs, he stops the run. He's always kind of gritty. He always wants to win in the trenches. He's an old school coach like that. So I think this could be a really low scoring game. I would look at the under. I think the Seahawks are going to be really bad this year. I'm gonna have a bold prediction. I think the Seahawks are going to be really bad. I think Sam Howell could be the starting quarterback by about week 6 or 7. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But let's hop into this next game. We got Cowboys at the Browns. Browns minus 2.5, with a total of 40.5.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
another one of those games.
Yeah,
I'm not going to have any action on, but think about this. We're favoring Deshaun Watson in this game, who looked awful last year and the year before. Nick Chubb's obviously not going to be playing, so that run game is going to be a little bit weakened. The only reason I hesitate to even think about taking the Cowboys is that defense at home, especially at home, is why the Browns are favored by 2.5 points. So I'm gonna not take any action on this probably. I'm not sure what you're thinking, Colin, but I think the Cowboys are probably the more talented team, but the Browns defense at home is electric. And I mean, Myles Garrett's going to be doing a crossover on a center or something like he did last year. So I'm gonna definitely stay away from this. I think you're probably on the same page.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from it. The only thing I could look at would maybe be the under with these two defenses going at it, and Deshaun Watson having no playing time. We know what Dak does against good defenses; it's completely folds in half.
Yeah.
So, the total's really really low at 40.5, but honestly, for under 40.5 would probably be the only play I could look at. I'm not trusting the Cowboys on the road against that defense.
Yeah.
But let's hop into this next game. Commanders at Bucks. And let's see. We got Bucks minus 3.5 with a total of 43.5. I don't really love this one because it's going to be Jaden Daniels going against a really good defense in week 1. That's not a really good starting game for him. There could be a lot of scared Commanders fans after that game, but they just have to take a deep breath and realize you're playing against Tampa Bay. That's a great defense at home. Mm-hmm. So only way I could look would probably be Tampa Bay minus the 3 or minus the 3.5. I'd probably buy the half point and just take the 3, and hopefully it either pushes or wins. I really like maybe the over as well if Jaden Daniels really is just a generational talent and comes out here, but now we're talking about unknowns and we're taking guesses. So
can't handicap that way. No, I'm not gonna, like I said earlier in the show, I'm not gonna bet on a rookie quarterback week 1, and I'm not gonna bet on Baker Mayfield after getting paid.
Yeah.
So I will be taking a hard pass on this game with the Redskins and the Bucks.
Yeah, that's so true. But yeah, let's hop on this next game. This next game, I'm super.
I love
excited
this
about,
game.
Dude. This is
these next 2 games. The Sunday night and the Monday night are going to be electric.
The Sunday night, Monday night game. They stacked them up for us on week 1.
It's going to be Rams at the Lions.
Going back.
Rams at the Lions. Going back to Detroit. We all know what happened last year in the playoffs. Rams are 3.5-point underdogs, and I love the Rams plus 3.5. I bet them last year a ton, and as an underdog last year, they are even just overall. I believe they were 11-6 against the spread last year. They made me a lot of money. Matthew Stafford obviously needs some revenge against the Lions. I believe they should have won that game last year. A couple of things with the refs didn't go their way. So give me the Rams plus 3.5 in this game. I think the Rams are a lot more improved from last year as well, and they were a playoff team. Sean McVay, I think, is the better coach, even though Dan Campbell's a dude. And I think Matthew Stafford. Hey, the family's not coming this time either. He doesn't have to worry about the girls. He's gonna be locked in, focused, ready to go. Kyron Williams, year 2 with this Rams offense, is going to look really good. And I think Cooper Kupp's going to have a big year. Hey, sleeper pick. You might want to look into him leading the league in receiving yards this year. You're going to get it at a lot of plus money. So it's not like we're saying it's going to happen, but something that could happen if he's back in form from 2 years ago.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. Did I not say that?
No, you did. I was just making sure.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, dude, people have been sleeping on Cooper Kupp, man. I've been seeing him go so low in all my fantasy drafts and stuff, and I'm like, dude, people are disrespecting him. This
Well,
is
that happened
crazy.
2 years ago too when he was the number one receiver.
Yeah.
Because he got had that big injury. They were sleeping on him. He
And then he
came in
came
and
back and went off.
yeah, exactly. So what are you thinking here, Cole?
Oh, dude, you know me. I'm all over this. This is a revenge spot. I'm gonna play that revenge spot every single time. Rams plus 3.5 on a game that he's going back to the same stadium he just lost to in the playoffs. Like you said, he's not gonna have the girls with him. He's gonna be dialed. He's gonna be ready to kind of reclaim his old stomping grounds. So yeah, give me Matt Stafford plus 3.5 on the road in Detroit. Over is
Stafford,
the total is
Stafford's
50
house.
and yeah, for real. Total is 50.5. Very very
Wow,
high total.
I'm not gonna be touching that.
Yeah, I'm not going to touching that over or that under because these are some electric offenses. But yeah, let's go into this next game and close this out. We got Jets traveling to San Francisco to play the 49ers. 49ers are minus 4.5.
Hmm.
Total is 43.5. If you guys are in the Discord, I posted this weeks ago. When the Jets were plus 5.5, I told y'all to hop on that to put your mortgage on in that, and I'm stand by that. I think the Jets plus 5.5 is a great play. I think Jets plus 4.5 is a great play. I have money on that as well. Yeah, man.
No, I'm right there with you. I
Yeah,
think 4.5 the play.
I think the 49ers are going to come out with a little cobwebs. All this contract negotiation, they've been worrying about money and not football in this offseason.
That is true.
I mean, you've had conversations with, the contract conversations with two of their best players in Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams. Both of them are in a contract year. Both of them are trying to get something done. Ricky Purcell gets shot. A lot has happened for San Francisco in the past 3 weeks. So yeah, give me the Jets plus 5.5. Especially as crazy as it sounds, I think Ricky Purcell was gonna be a really good addition to that offense to kind of take some pressure off of Brandon Ayuk and Debo so much. Because were carrying such a heavy load when Christian McCaffrey was not running it every single play.
Hmm.
The passing offense kind of relied on them, with George Kittle just being a blocking tight end usually. But yeah, give me Jets plus 5.5, plus 4.5. Love both of those. What you got on this one, Troy?
No, I'm right there with you. Jets plus 4.5. Revenge spot here for A-Raj, and not with the 49ers, but with coming back off the big
He's
injury from
also
last
from
year.
California.
I was getting there. So he's coming off the big injury last year. He has a lot to prove with this Jets team. And then, like you said, he's from the San Francisco area. They didn't draft him. That's always something in the back of his mind. And hey, since 2000, losers of the Super Bowl, 5-19 against the spread in week one.
Wow.
So I think the game plan for the Jets here is, and I think they have the ability to do it. Their defensive line is probably the best unit on that team. If they hold C-Mac to under rushing yards in this game, I think that's a bet that I'm probably thinking about as well. Um, and they make Brock Purdy sit back there and throw and not have to play action, then they have a really good shot to win this game outright.
Hmm.
Not saying that the Jets are going to win this game, but 4.5 is a lot of points. I think A-Rod is going to be fired up to
Fuck
play.
it.
It's going
I'll
to be a
say it.
close
Jets are gonna
game.
win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I think I can, but we're gonna take the points. So we'll
I'm.
take the we'll take the 4.5. I could see like a 23-20 kind of game
Yeah,
here.
I
Um,
personally just love Aaron Rodgers. Hasn't played football since this injury. I think he's going to be ecstatic just to be on a football field. He's going to be playing loose and free. He's looked unreal in camp. I mean, I've been watching. I don't know if you watched the Jets one
yeah,
drive. Oh, buddy,
yep. I've seen a couple
he's
episodes.
looking good,
Yeah.
man. He's looking good. And he's given. Not to mention, man. What you don't realize with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers is also what he's teaching these defensive guys, man. These corners. I mean, he's about to retire. He's probably giving up all his secrets to these corners and these safeties on the Jets. And I'm telling you, man, like these young corners like DJ Reed and Sauce
Hmm.
Gardner, and these young guys like learning from Aaron Rodgers where to be, what makes stuff hard on a quarterback, and then you have Williams at linebacker, and then his brother Quentin Williams at defensive tackle. They're learning from him. They're two young guys. I mean, this is a scary fucking team, dude.
Yep. And that's
Um,
why we have. That's why I have the Jets to win that division as
yeah,
well.
absolutely. This is a
So
terrifying team. I like Jets for Super Bowl. I mean, if I had to put $100 on someone wins the Super Bowl this
I
year
would
with the way the odds are,
love, I would love A-Raj to go out with the Super Bowl.
dude, to
I
go
think
out with the
that,
Super Bowl in New York playing for the
I think
Jets,
that
dude.
defense,
That's
I think that
crazy.
defense
Or
is for real.
I should say in New Jersey, but
The defense is so good. If he can just, I mean, think about the games they won last year
mhm.
solely on the defense with one of the worst
And they
quarterbacks.
just got
And
what's his name from the Cowboys, Tyrone
yeah,
Smith. Oh my
yeah, I mean,
God.
they're gonna be lights out. And Aaron Rodgers obviously is Aaron Rodgers. So
Yeah,
we love the 4.5 here. And the line actually got down to 3.5 until what's his name signed the left tackle, the
Trent
Hall of Fame
Williams.
left tackle. Yeah, Trent Williams signed yesterday. So
Yeah,
that's why you saw that number jump because he's
exactly.
worth a point. That dude's
Exactly.
he's a freak,
Yeah,
right?
and that's what I think happened with the 49ers. That's why I love this spot too. Is they've been worried about contracts and all this and that, and then now it's like, oh shit, we got 2 days till we play, the Jets. Like shit, and so I think I
Gonna
love
be a
the
good
Jets
one.
in this spot. I'm probably gonna sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I might honestly throw like a little money line.
Yeah,
Rich is in the chat saying
yeah.
Jets overhyped.
Dude,
Get out of here, college
I would
boy.
love I would love to have a. I'm thinking about doing this a little round robin action with a bunch of money line underdogs. Like I would probably
Jets,
go Jets, Cardinals, Titans,
Rams.
Rams. Um, not the Panthers. Maybe the Giants.
Yeah, I
Maybe
like
sprinkle
Giants.
some of those in there. Do a little money line, round robin kind of bet,
Yeah, we
and
might
kind of see what happens.
we'll post something on the Discord, something a little fun, a little parlay or a little
Yeah.
teaser since we've been
So
talking about it so much this episode. We'll post a little fun bet.
yeah.
We'll come up with
So
something.
that's NFL Week 1 for us. We're glad you guys tuned in. We're looking forward to a great season again. Like me and Christian said before, our plays are going to be posted in the Discord. Christian's going to drop a link for y'all in the comments. So if you want to be a part of the plays and take a look at the plays, they'll be
Yeah.
in there for our official ATS plays. We kind of gave you what we think we're both taking
Hmm.
personally in the pod here, but as a team, we'll be posting those plays
The
either
official.
tonight or tomorrow, depending on and throughout the week. Like if we see a number drop or something, like we'll post it in there. Like that's what we'll do, as well as college football stuff that we like as well. So, um, like I said, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for week 2.
Absolutely.
We have our ATS college show tomorrow, right, Christian?
Yeah, so ATS College Show will be live tomorrow. And a couple of different other things is to join the Discord, just go down here, click View Channel. It'll take you to our channel, and there's a link right there. It's a link tree. Take you to that Discord link, click on it, accept the invite, and you'll put us right in your Discord. And
Hmm.
then you just put the bell for notifications, and you'll get notifications every time we post a play. And eventually we're going to be doing VIP plays and stuff like that, so we'll kind of give you more information when that starts coming around. But yeah, guys, see you next week. And yeah, Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens tomorrow, baby. Let's go Ravens.